Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about how you can analyze your game like a tour player. So I want to look at how the little bits of your game that you can look at to enable you to improve your game by small percentages to improve your performance by a bigger margin. So essentially what I'm going to talk through is a few examples of things I would do with an elite player to really critically look at their game, to look at how they should practice and the areas in which they should work in that's going to make the biggest gains in their golf game. And it's certainly an exercise I'd encourage you guys to do if you're looking to maximize your time on the practice tee to create the best possible outcomes. So the first thing I want to look at with you is a simple concept. And the concept is simple, is to ask yourself after each round you play, or even practice sessions, these three questions. So good, better, how. So what was good about your game today is the first question. So we want to have a very positive outlook. What needs to be better and how are you going to do it? So if we look at an example in that, for example, driving. So if you imagine my golf game, if I played the other day, if I said my driving was good, I'd want to back that up with some data. So for example, I hit 8 out of 12 fairways. And within that, then I'd also look at, was the strike good, the trajectory good, the distance good, and the intention good. So was I trying to hit a certain shot and did I pull that shot off? And bear in mind, as we've talked before, I think in some of my videos, that the best players only pull off the shot exactly as they want to, kind of 3 to 5 times per round in the exact mold. So we have to manage expectation also. So part of what I'll look at in the second part of this video will be looking at stats and dispersion from the hole and measuring that up to a score. So I'll give you a guide from kind of one of my players' stats, and we'll compare his scores in competition mode to a 60 score average, and we'll look at how he compares in different areas of his game, and that gives us that what I'd call par representative. So for example, his putting might be a 70 score range, but his driving might be a 60 score range. Then we can prioritize the areas in which to work in. The other thing I'd like you all to do is have real critical reflection in other areas of your game also. So the area of your game, for example, would be the better. We might look at it as putting. And then with putting, I want you to think about, okay, how was the strike? How was the distance control? How was the start line? And how was the green read? And it'd be those kind of areas we'd look at first. And if we found we had it on the correct start line and the correct strike all the time, then it'd be pace or green read. Then obviously if the pace was good, it'd be green read. So then we might have more success spending more time specializing in green read or even green preparation than we would do in working on anything technical. I'd also want you to reflect on the mental state when you hit your shots. Did you hit every single shot with clear intention and with no distraction? And if that's the case, then we can put it more down to the technical area. When we're looking at your golf game from a technical point of view, we're looking again of the performance. Can you hit the shots you're trying to hit? Are you capable of hitting certain shots? Can you move the ball right to left, left to right, for example? Do you hit it in the dispersion that is good enough for your level of golf and to your target golf? And then we can look at the areas in your game where you're not quite where you should be for your target golf, and then work harder in those areas and spend your time wisely. In an ideal world, from a practice point of view, I'd want you to maximize your time you have, whether that be 1 hour, 2 hours, 10 hours per week, and working on the areas of the game that are going to make the biggest difference, and areas in the game that make you also feel better and confident. So there's a little bit of both. So I want you to keep watching this video, and we're going to go through now some stat stuff, and particularly look at quite a lot of stuff within putting. And we'll show you how I use things like putts gained and shots to hole to analyze a player, and also to specializing how he will practice to make a difference in his game. So when we look at the stats, and in particular to start off with, we're looking at long game and short game here. This is shots to hole I use. This gives me the dispersion from the hole compared to a score of 60 to 65. And the score average for this player is 69 anyway. And if we look at basically the areas here, we look at 3 to 25 foot putts. There's a growth area there, and 160 to 200 yards, there would also be a growth area there. And then within the software, we can always then look at bar charts and pie charts, or areas of development and areas of change within 5 rounds, 10 rounds, all rounds, change all these graphs to whatever we want, percentages of what shots he plays from where. So it's really useful to have a look at different areas of the game. This then, next thing I'm going to show you in here is a bar chart of his putting percentages. So if we look at this little bar chart now, what we will see, this is a holes, breaking putts, what percentage of putts he would hold from different areas. So in this case, the break left putts from 5 to 15 foot will be a concern. So the next thing we'd look at within the putting analysis would be whether he leaves putts short or long. In particular, from short range putts, he tends to hit them long, and as he gets further away from the hole, he tends to leave putts short. So one of the key areas for the total reflection with these areas we'd look at would be to do more breaking putts and do a little bit more pace control with the mid to long range breaking putts as well. So that should eliminate 3 putts and also increase the whole average percentage. The last thing I'm going to show you is putts gained. And this is the same player's putts gained for one particular round. We'd ask him to look at this regularly, and I'd look at it with him. And again, we might specialise then in looking at what areas that he is better and worse off for a putts gained relationship. And that's a really accurate way of analysing your putting, rather than looking at the number of putts hold or not hold. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click like down below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I've got regular content every single week. And post any comments you have in the box. And thanks for watching.